What's up, y'all? We are back with another video, and somebody needs to hear what I'm saying today. And even if it's just one person, then I want to speak to you today. You know that verse that says that life and death is in the power of the tongue? Well, I want to encourage you today to start to look at the areas where maybe you have been speaking death over yourself, where you've been saying that you'll never amount to anything, well, you'll never be able to do this, or things will never work out in your favor, or you're not lucky, or whatever those negative sayings that you have been saying and speaking over yourself. I want to stop you in the middle of that and say that you need to rewire the way that you speak over yourself, because I don't know if you've ever heard that saying, but whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you are right. So I need a body of believers. I need a community of believers who think that they can, who has a faith so strong that they speak life over themselves. Because guys, a lot of us are feeding ourselves death, and we're not revitalizing ourselves because we keep speaking all this negativity. A lot of us are struggling with overthinking, are struggling with negative self-thoughts and self-doubts. And I want you to be able to take every thought captive. Wherever you have been struggling with seeing yourself as qualified, seeing yourself as good enough, I need you to start looking at yourself in the mirror. Start speaking verses over yourself that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, that God is within you and you shall not fail, that God does not call the qualified, but he qualifies who he calls. All these verses that it says, be bold and be courageous, that he'll never leave nor forsake you. All of these different verses that remind us of who we are as believers, who we are as children of God. You need to recite those things, especially when you are in a season where you feel like there's a lot of negative voices, negative thoughts, negative words that are coming out of your mouth, because those very negative thinking can very much hinder you from stepping into the promises of what God has for you. Because if you are always speaking negativity, you're never going to be able to attract positivity. If you are always doubting yourself and never believing that you're good enough and always letting fear stop you, then you'll never be able to fully go forward and take hold of everything that God has for you. So I really want to encourage you today. Every single morning, if you have to, when you wake up, recite some Bible verses in front of the mirror. Find 3 Bible verses that speak to you, speak to your situation, that remind you of who you are, and recite those things. Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you, plans to give you a future and a hope. Whatever that you need to start speaking to yourself, because the more that you speak it, the more that you start to subconsciously believe it. So in the same way that if you start to speak positive over yourself, you'll start to naturally realize that you'll start to gravitate towards people who are more positive. Things will start to naturally start to flow better for you. It's in the same way that if you're always speaking negatively, you're going to start to attract things that are more negative, right? Things are going to start to not be working out for you. So I really want to encourage you today to speak life over every single area in your life. Even if those areas seem desolate, even if you're struggling, even if it takes you some time to get used to speaking life, I want to encourage you today to go forward and speak that life, because you'll notice the immediate shift that happens in your life once you start to use your words for life-giving instead of speaking death over yourself. If this resonated with you today, I want you to comment down below. I will speak life over my situation. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We post videos every single Monday on a week-to-week basis, and I will see you in the next one.